than the rural communities. The migration into the urban areas is one thing we should also consider in looking at this problem and creating of jobs. Currently, with our population, about 60.5% of our total population are within the urban areas. And so if I intend to speak to constituencies, I may end up leaving out some because of where the numbers are. But we intend to create jobs. And you see, I've always said that there are a lot of jobs in the system. Unfortunately, we've not formalized them. Let's take Accra, for instance. There are about 200,000 middle-level income households. And in each of these households, you will find a domestic worker in that house. We pay them an average between 1,000 and 2,000 cedis. Yes, some earn as much as 2,000, yes. The minimum wage is 18 cedis, 50 pesos or so. It comes up to about 820 cedis or so. But when you meet this person who works domestically, he'll tell you he's unemployed. It is because he needs a reset. And so we must reset them to appreciate what they do. And then scale them up and add value to what they do. Because in other jurisdictions, we live in this country and people bring in domestic workers from from the Philippines and employ them. But we can do same. Let me give you another example. The National Service Scheme is doing something that we are not paying attention to. It's called accounting aid. We train over 3,000, 4,000 accountants every year. They come out of school and can't find jobs. Yet a lot of our mothers who own our shops in Makola, Cantamanto, have no basic knowledge of bookkeeping. Deploying these people to even go help them manage their books. And per the records I saw, in one area, one shop, one person lost almost 200 and something thousand worth of goods because all the goods had expired. She was just buying and not checking and taking stock. And so imagine we deploy all these young people and then set them up, give them the right training, and then ask them to go out there and help with basic bookkeeping skills for these organizations out there. A lot of jobs will be created in the ICT space. In the ICT space. That is what is driving the world today. If we put special emphasis on training and embarking on this 1 million coders program, you'll be amazed how many young people who will be able to set up. Because today, creating and opening of a business is not brick and mortar anymore. With your laptop in the comfort of your bedroom, you can work anywhere in this world. Business process outsourcing is happening. Call centers are happening all around the world. Knowledge process outsourcing. People with the technical know-how sitting in Accra on Zooms and then lecturing and impacting knowledge around the world. And so it is how we look at it and how we intend to fix this problem. And I assure you, Honorable Patrick Boama, we will get Ghana working again. Thank you.
So, thanks for the lecture, but my question was not, you intend putting together a formula based on the size of districts and constituencies to share these 10,000 jobs. That's my understanding. But it took me to another level. But I've gone through it. I know you have digital literacy, access, youth and skills development, youth participation in entrepreneurship, and what have you. I also saw that you want to set up establish a youth entrepreneurship micro scheme, institution, with a seed capital of 750 million Ghana cedis. We are under an IMF program. Your Minister of Finance was here, seated where you are, trying to cut down waste and trying to find innovative ways of raising revenue. 750 million Ghana cedis is about 46 million US dollars. How can you convince Dr. Kasiel Atuforsen, who is seeking additional financing from the IMF and World Bank, to put in money into this credit scheme, not believing in the repayment of the credit that you intend to give out, which is a very good idea, but you and I know that it's not easy going after people who owe. How can you convince this committee that Dr. Forson will put in so much into this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Where Ghana sits today, if you look at the data and you appreciate the challenge of youth unemployment, 14.8% of our population are unemployed. Out of that 14, 7.3 million Ghanaians are within vulnerable employment, and 1.2 million Ghanaians are within the not in training, not in education, and not in employment. This is a national security threat, and issues of national security should be treated seriously. I believe strongly that when we pitch with the Honorable Minister for Finance, and we put forward a good proposal, and we decouple this fund from the usual strings of politics attached to it, and what we seek to do with this fund, the vision is clear, and there is a clear understanding. I believe strongly that he will buy into it and help us find the necessary funding to fund it. We'll also have to look elsewhere internationally to find funding for this. And so there are issues affecting young people, and because of the digital space we find ourselves in, there is a lot of funding out there. We will take advantage of it, go out there, seek that support, and get funding to come and roll out this program, because it will help change and re-employ our young people. Thank you.
Just a follow-up. I know the Green Army is right behind you. very up.
All members, please. We are in Parliament. Committee sittings is the same as parliamentary sitting. So what you have just done is out of order. We don't do it in Parliament. So if you do that again, I'll be compelled to cite you for contempt. And we'll send you to a privileges committee.
Chairman, and you'll be the same person to represent them there, since they have right to counsel. So, Mr. Addo, my good friend, my last question. You were very honest in your presentation that you give effect to the National Service Act, which was passed under President Akufo-Addo and the MPP administration. Which aspects of the Act will you be giving effect to enable you realize your dreams as a minister for youth empowerment, youth development and empowerment? On that note, I wish you the very best and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I've looked at the acts. I have also looked at the national policy. There are a lot of good programs in there. I met the outgoing Director General, and after the brief, I assured him that I'm not the appointing authority, but whoever goes to sit in that chair as the National Service Director General, I will try and put the two of them in touch, so that all the knowledge he has, because he's very knowledgeable when I engaged him, all the knowledge he has.
Osesibe entry, Doctor.
Yes, Dr. Osesibe entry, very knowledgeable. All the knowledge he has, he can share with whoever comes to sit in that chair. Because I believe that if power changes hands, whatever is good must be carried upon. And I've seen a lot of good things in the Act, and I assure this committee that we will work with it and give it the necessary effect that it deserves. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll give the floor to Honorable Rickett Hagan.
I just finished. You are tired. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My good brother, Honorable George Upayadu, a.k.a. Pablo. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have no doubt in my mind. First of all, it's going to be a brief question, because we've been here for a while, and I think almost all the questions have been exhausted. and but rightly so, because of the position you are going to occupy. Youth unemployment is the biggest economic problem this country is facing, apart from our debt. So we want to make sure that the gentleman we are sending there, who knows so well about youth, will be able to, do the job. My specific question is that when, not if, you get a nod to become the minister responsible for the youth and the youth development and empowerment, very powerful post. What will be your grand plan, very briefly, about women development? You have Women's Bank coming up, but that is just a tool in the grand scheme of women's development. Just a very simple, grand plan to that you'll be able to, bring on board. Now, I just want to congratulate you. As I said, I have no doubt that you do a good job. The only thing I want to say to you is that up Santa Claus, stand up to honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Forgive us, Mr. Chairman.
Noisy boys.
Mr. Chairman, it's unfortunate. If you want the largest collection of gentlemen, you find them in Addis Ababa College. Thank you. If you look at the data, women unemployment is high. It stands at about 60.2 or so percent. And so we need to look at it from a different perspective entirely. I will need to sit down with the minister responsible for gender and social protection, and then come out with a workable plan, one that is feasible. We have a lot of programs we'll be running under the manifesto, the National Apprenticeship Program, the 1 Million Coders Program, but we must do something deliberate for women, and we must be very intentional about it. And I want to assure this committee that given the nod, we will do that to the best of our abilities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members, for your endurance. I will now proceed to recognize the following people. Aina Garba, a spouse of the nominee. Oheniba SB Ado, nominee's father. Faustina Labi, the nominee's mother. Richard Yao Ado, brother. Reverend Francis Entry, Reverend Obuafo, Ose Adeayo, Kwesi Ekufo, Obuafo, okay, thank you. Ose Adeayo, Kwesi Ekufo, Ekwapim Hini, Nana Ansasa Sraku III, Mamfihini and Chidomhini of Akwapim State, Nana Otubo Jankwesi, Eburihini and Adontihini of Akwapim State, Osudumja, Osuodumja, Otutu Ababio, Edukromhini and Mamfihini of Akwapim State, Osajifo Ampim Anye Wenchihini, Ochechekro Kwamisachi Ababio, Abutachi Hini and Ekwapim Asoso Hini. Forgive me if I don't pronounce the word correctly. Emmanuel Okaiminta, National Youth Committee Chairman. Order. Harry Entry Kakari, Special Aid. Alhaji Farian Alhassan, renowned banker. Reverend Philip Makoni Doji, Head Pastor, Charisma House Chapel, Ghana. Abubakar Mutu Rahman, Esquire, Lawyer. Osahini Boafo Ansan III, Krontihini Ekwapim. Awo Korama Nifahima Edukrom. Last on the list is Adisadel Old Boys Association. Santa 1999. Honourable members, I use the opportunity to thank the nominee for attending upon the committee, answering questions vociferously as a lawyer. You are hereby discharged, and surely you hear from the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Should I cite you for contempt? Should I cite you for contempt? Please. Please. We are still in Parliament. Parliament is in session. So tomorrow night.
10 o'clock. Tomorrow 10.
No, tomorrow let's start at 9. My brother, I beg you,